Hello, everyone. I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if you can. And that is mainly because I have two different windows open. So I'm hoping everything is okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening. It is late night literacy and lattes. I still wanted to come on live and make sure that we gave you our pinpoints for episode 2 and talked and shot the breeze with everything that is going on. um, I had to do this episode basically late because my baby boy had his birthday. Today is his actual birthday, but we have been partying for the entire week. And so, life is really happening. And I wanted to make sure we definitely celebrated him this year and my baby girl as well. So we did this big joint Spider-Man themed type of party. Everyone was a superhero, and it was a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun, and for me, that's all that matters, right? So, anywho, that was the delay from last week because Miss Robinson loves being fancy and customizing and all of the things, and so that's what it just took me completely off of work and into that party mode. So anyway, if you do not know who I am, I'm Miss Robinson, founder of Reading for Smiles. This year and this week, or rather, really last week, we turned sweet 16. Yay! I'm super happy about that. There's not too many business owners that can say that they've lasted this long, right? A lot of businesses either make or break within the 2 to 5 year mark. And I'm still here. I'm still building. I'm still working with families. I'm still teaching. I'm teaching my son now, right? And my daughter. And so, in the real of things, it's different from being inside the classroom to now joining the homeschool family and community, but I am enjoying it. And for me, teaching is everything. And so, let me get back to what our focus and the conversation for tonight is. We are back. Grab your coffee, tea, water, juice, whatever is nearby, and pull up the chair. I have my Martelli's apple cider, sparkling cider mango. Oh my God. If you like mango, this is a treat to have. They are not sponsoring this, but I wanted to tell you what I had. Last time, we started the conversation around financial literacy and why children should not have to wait until high school to begin learning about money. Today, we are continuing that same conversation, but making it even more practical, right? Our topic tonight is grocery list to money lessons and teaching children choices at home. So tonight was really, really good. And we just came in. I allowed my child to go ahead, stream through the toy aisles and pick out something. And plus, I needed to pick up things anyway. And so we were really, really having a conversation about needs and wants. And so I think that is a foundational piece, or at least a part of the foundational piece, when you are talking to children about money. And when I say children, I am talking about preschool, kindergarten, all the way up to about third or fourth grade, right? It's a part of the foundational conversation when you start to introduce them about money and money habits. So, and I'll also share with you something I used to do in the classroom too in a minute. Um, Sometimes the first financial literacy lesson is not going to be a worksheet, it's not a textbook, it's not a fancy program. It's literally whatever you have going on in your home. And so sometimes that's a grocery list, sometimes it's a receipt, sometimes it's your child asking, "Hey, can we buy that?" And I'm going to be a very real, transparent parent with you right now. There are times where I tell my son, "No, listen, we are not going above the list. This is it. We're going to the store for this particular thing. We're not going to browse the aisles and look for anything extra. I mean, the boy can sit there and hunt and find anything Marvel in any store, literally. And I'm like, no, 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 no. You have a cluster of these toys and things already. Is this something really that you need or something that you want? And of course, it's, come on, you guys, it's toys. So we know it's a want, right? um, but that question right there becomes a beautiful teaching moment. So at this time, I'm going to invite my co host, Sage, into the room. Sage, come on in. What are you bringing to the learning table tonight?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Miss Robinson. I love where you're taking this. Research continues to show that children build stronger money habits when families model everyday decisions, especially things like comparisons, delaying a want, and noticing patterns. It's often the small, repeatable moments that matter most, not a formal lesson. So, a parent saying, "We're not going above the list today," is actually a money lesson and also a self regulation lesson. And that's education happening right at home. Two questions I'd love to ask you. How can parents decide in the moment whether to turn a store moment into a mini lesson and when to just get through the tread? And how do you help parents let go of guilt when the answer is simply not today?
So, first thing I want to go back to is it on our list? My children know that I write a list before we go to the store. And so I do ask my husband, I ask them, what is it that you want? Is there anything that you want? Is there anything that we need? Right? And everyone thinks, and for the most part, they're like, do we have this? Do we have that? Oh no, I don't want that this week or whatever. And so I tell everyone, as a whole house rule, it needs to be on the list. Now, if we get to the store and we see something that we want or we forgot something that we need, it's a teachable moment right then and there. Oh, we forgot this on the list and we need it because we're going to make X, Y, and Z, right? I know we have a Caribbean, Nigerian background in this house. And so we're going to have rice. And if that is not on the list and we get there and it's like, oh my God, we forgot the rice. Yeah, well, mom, this is something that we eat all the time. How can we not have it as a staple, as a part of our what we have in our home? And so that for me is the teachable moment. If there is something like, oh, the candy bar or, you know, whatever, a toy or something, the conversation still stands. Is this a want or a need? Can we get this later? Can this wait until the holidays, your birthday, a special moment? Did you complete something that a task where this has now been earned and I can give this to you because this is something that you did and you worked hard for? These conversations can intertwine and overlap all of the time. And so it becomes foundational lessons that are being taught in the home, as well as structure and, as you said, self-regulation, right? I know I need to work on this. I know I need to achieve this. I know I don't need this right now, but I can work towards it for later. All of these are great habits that show up in our real money life even as we get older. We have the conversation all the time. Do we need um a outside coffee drink or can we brew coffee at home? These are very typical everyday questions, and everyday questions are things that can be part of everyday lessons. I hope I answered the question for you, Sage.
That was beautifully clear. Thank you. You just modeled that calm boundary in real time. And that's exactly what families need to hear. It's not only about teaching money, it's about building habits.
Yes, and not for nothing, families, you guys are getting ready to do back to school shopping. This is another perfect time to say, okay, this is the budget for the things that we are going to buy in our school supplies. And this is whether you're homeschooling or traditional schooling, right? You want to make sure you have all of the things that you need. And so now you can say, well, this is the budget. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $200, maybe it's $500. Whatever that amount is, you can still start with having that conversation with your child about, hey, let's do even do an inventory check, because I have to do that all the time. And with my child, actually today I bought more crayons, and I was like, you know what, let me get them because our crayons have broken. I have another toddler in the house who's always touching things and so forth. And if I have more variety, it'll probably be one, peaceful, two, they learn to share, three, I don't have to worry about trying to figure it out later. We already have a supply within the house, so it doesn't break up our routine for when we're having downtime with coloring, or if we have a lesson and activity that requires the crayons. And so, again, this is showing where this has an item that has to be bought that we need, right? It's something that we want, but it's also something that we need because it is doing two jobs: one for my downtime coloring, second for my actual learning. Um, that's going to take place with my mom. And so for me, this is a beautiful time to go through it, especially as students are going back and they want specific pencils or specific notebooks or, customized folders or any of those things. Perfect time for the conversation and to say, how much do we want to spend on our school supplies this year? It's a real topic, it's real counting, it's real taking inventory, and it's just a part of real life. So I want to go to this part. I stand firm in my real life learning philosophy. Children are already with us when we shop most of the times. If you have small ones, they see us pick up items and they see us put things back. They hear us say, not today, or we can get this next time. They watch us use cash, cards, phones, coupons, apps, all of these things that are connected to money. It's to the point that even with me, my son knows, oh, mommy, we got a delivery, we or you ordered something, or he is looking for things in my Amazon cart, which is how we now got a Spider-Man boat. Okay. And that's just real. And so whether we are intentional or not, they are already learning from us. They are learning how we respond to money. They are learning how we make choices. They are learning about what we actually value. And of
Yes, yes.
Go ahead, Sage, if you wanted to chime in.
Yes, that's the heart of it. Children are watching values in motion, not just math. So when a parent says not today with steadiness and care, that's teaching discernment and self respect, not deprivation. If you had to give families one simple line they could borrow this week at the store, what would that sentence be? Just something easy and repeatable.
mm, Something easy and something repeatable. I would say this: is this something that we need right now, or is this something that we want and can hold off for later? That question really fits so many things, right? Down to, if I'm going to take my car to get washed, am I going to, um, go shopping for clothes, which bills I'm going to pay, um, all of the things, right? We learn to prioritize, and so maybe the real statement is this a priority right now? And then if it is, then we know to do this, and if it's not, then we know we can wait on it. I also, it's an underlying conversation even just about patience. What's urgent and what's patient?
That's strong, clear, and doable. A sentence any parent can lean on without needing to be perfect. That's such a gift tonight.
Yeah. Oh, listen, this conversation can definitely go on and on. And you guys that are watching, I hope that you join us tomorrow on our real Friday literacy and latte time slot, because I want to go into how you don't need the classroom per se to teach lessons. You don't have to have a teaching degree to teach the lessons. Something that we can all start with is language. Words like need, want, save, spend, share, wait, choose, cost, price, enough, later. That is the vocabulary that matters, because children needs words for what they are actually experiencing and what they're representing within that moment. So, Sage, what are you seeing around financial literacy, you know, as discussion points from either groups online or within articles, so forth? What is your research this week?
Let me check on that for you. That's a great question, Ms. Robinson. Here's what I'm saying. First, more researchers and organizations are emphasizing that parents are children's first money teachers. International research from the OECD shows that students who regularly discuss money with their parents perform better in financial literacy, not because families are perfect with money, but because the topic is simply talked about. Second, there's a growing focus on modeling over lecturing. Kids learn when they see us pause, compare, say for something, or explain a trade off. Those little moments add up. Third, as we enter the back to school season, a lot of conversations are encouraging parents to involve kids in simple budgeting decisions instead of doing it all for them. Let them help compare or decide if that character folder is worth the extra. What I love about tonight's conversation is that you're showing families they don't need to a special financial literacy curriculum to begin. The grocery list, the back to school list, even that one sentence about needs and wants is a solid lesson. And that's powerful.
Exactly. You know what? And children need opportunities to think as well, Sage. They do not always need us to give them the answer immediately. They don't need to always um, just jump straight into it. Sometimes we have to slow down and ask, what are we experiencing in this moment, right? um I mean, especially if you're not in a rush. Now, if you're in a rush, parents, I'm going to say no, no, no. But if you are just moseying around a store, a grocery shop, and you have time, then yes, ask them different things. Something I'll add in too that is not even a part of this per se with the financial literacy aspect is looking at what is being offered. What are the signs saying, right? Look at how things are advertised. Look at the way things are displayed. That becomes a conversation for a few things: descriptive writing, creative writing, learning to express through visual, capturing moments that are real, but what is the layout? And there are a few exercises I take children through when I was teaching, um, not just financial literacy for looking at how to market ads, but looking at creative writing and getting super clear in your descriptions. Because I tell all of my students, and here's a nugget for everyone to take with them, is that you have to write so clearly that the person can envision it within their mind. And so the supermarket allows that to occur too, because there's so many different things taking place. There's so many different stations within the supermarket as well. And so it is, These are just smaller lessons that can occur. The other thing I like to do and that I have done is in the classroom. What I used to do is take a circular and I would make it a fun thing. You guys, let's plan dinner. Finds me a vegetable, a starch, or this, or that, or whatever. Or this is your budget. Your budget is $15. You need to make a meal for 4 to 6 people using this. That's in the upper grades. With the lower grades, it's let's find items that are $5 or less, right? Whatever it is, it's training their eyes to see, it's training them to calculate, it's training them to think outside of the box. And they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it, especially if you had to make a meal for something and someone and you had to include specific items and not go over. It was a fun thing to do within the classroom. And so I'm saying, yes, you can do that as homeschooling too. You can make it a game or you can make it very realistic in real life and say, okay, this is our budget. So now what are we going to buy to stay within our grocery budget this week? This is an ongoing lesson. This is not even something that's one and done, but this gives them good habits for when they actually become, late teen college students and maybe they're living in a dorm. Or if, when they grow up and they're on their own and they're with their own family, it teaches them how to be responsible, thoughtful, creative, and, flexible too in all situations. Sage, how you feel about that?
I think that is a great practical tool that families can start using right away. Just as you said, using the real life examples and tapping into the curiosity that a child naturally has and turning that into a lesson for them. So now, when they are going out on their own, they have something to lean on just as they go throughout their daily lives. So, this is great.
Yes. And so, Sage, do me a favor. Let's talk about tomorrow's conversation for a moment because Friday will be here within 11 minutes.
Absolutely. So tonight, you've shown families what real life learning looks like in a very concrete way. Tomorrow, you can open by saying something like, last night we talked about money lessons and everyday moments. Tonight, I want to go even deeper and answer a question many parents quietly carry. Does this kind of learning really count? Then frame tomorrow around one big idea that learning is not
Well, no, no,
confined
no,
to a
Sage.
building.
No, Sage. I think you're thinking of office stuff. I'm saying literally tell the parents right now what is tomorrow's episode.
Checking. Absolutely. Here's something you can say right now to close tonight and lead into
No,
tomorrow.
not me, you.
Families. Got it. Here's the quick plug you asked for, ready to drop in. Families, before we wrap tonight, I want to invite you back tomorrow for another Literacy and Lattes. Tomorrow's conversation is called Does the Grocery Store Count as School? What 16 years of teaching taught me about real life learning. We're going to talk about why learning doesn't only happen at a desk, why everyday moments build thinking, and why you might already be doing more than you think. So grab your coffee or tea and meet me here tomorrow for Literacy and Lattes. That's all you need in this moment.
Thanks, Sage. That was funny. You guys, I hope that this has been clear for you. I hope this makes sense. I hope this gave you some ideas that are really, just simple and practical. So many homeschool families and educators too overthink it and be like, oh my God, how do I explain this? Don't make it complex. Don't make it complex. Make it very simple. Make it easy for the child based on their understanding of things, what age they are at, and so forth. My son just turned 4. And so the conversation is definitely, do we need that Spider-Man toy right now? We just had a big celebration and you just received 10 other Spider-Man toys, right? And so it's it's that it's being real with them, it's being transparent, it's having them take something that's very, very real and break it down at their level. I want to say this should not become one more heavy thing on your plate. Start with what you are already doing. You are already making a grocery list. You already know that you're going to the store. You are already making dinner. You are already answering questions because children have questions all the time. So choose one moment, one question, and one small invitation to basically have a conversation with them. And that is enough. That is enough. Sage, is there anything important that you want to add in before I close out?
Checking. Just this. You don't have to turn your home into a classroom. Just stay curious and intentional in the moments you're already living. That's the quiet power of real life learning. Thank you for inviting me to the table tonight. And to everyone watching, we hope you'll join us tomorrow for Literacy and Lattes and the conversation, does the grocery store count as school? Have a beautiful evening.
Thanks, Sage. So I'll say this, and this is your coffee cup challenge. Have them be the grocery list helper. Let your child help with the grocery list. Pick 3 foods your family needs at the store or at a home. Ask, what do we need? What do we want? What could we save for later? They can circle pictures, draw the items, count them in the cart, or help check them out, off the list as you guys are going through the supermarket. That is for the children that are ages 3 to 8. For the children who are ages 9 to 12, do a $30 dinner budget. Give your child um, a pretend budget of $30 for one family's dinner. Ask them to plan the meal, estimate the price, compare brands, and explain one swap they would make to save money. And again, that does not have to be perfect. The point is to get them engaged. The point is to get them to think. Okay? It's about thinking, it's about realizing the cost of things. And right now, I mean, there's a lot going on in the world and prices are going up. So these are about to become very real conversations for people. And this is a great time to teach great lessons. So I am super excited for, if you saw episode 1 or if you know me because of the program while we were in Queens, I've always done Money Madness Academy for years. I have taught children about money, business, entrepreneurship, needs and wants, saving, spending, sharing, creating, and building. And now I'm bringing that work into a format that families and educators can use more easily. But even before Money Madness Academy launches fully, you can start today with just your grocery list, the receipt, or one question. Start with the moment that is already happening in your home. On that note, I wish you all well, a wonderful night, and I look forward to you joining us at Literacy and Lattes tomorrow and furthering out this discussion. See you soon. Bye.